Okay. Before I think, when I was sitting in the audience, I had one thought going through my head, Jahan, for the last 4 hours, which was this stage is too big. It's too lateral. I mean, if I am over here, then I'm addressing you guys. But I'm alienating those guys completely. Don't they matter? If I go here, yay, I can address you guys now, right? Those guys, I can't make eye contact with them. When I can't make eye contact with somebody, it's kind of scary because I like to look at who I'm talking to. And it's difficult when it's an anonymous audience, right? It's like, yeah, you guys are talking amongst yourselves, don't know what's happening, don't care. So that was my biggest concern this entire 4 hours. I mean, I was listening with one ear to everybody, but the other, I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? So I've decided I'm not going to pace the stage. I'm going to stay in one place, and I'm going to just rotate my neck around like this. Does that work? Do you feel like I'm talking to you? Do you feel like I'm talking to you? Awesome. Do you guys feel like I'm talking to you? Awesome. Okay. Is my presentation up? Yes, it is. Okie dokie. So I want to start this off by asking you to do a fill in the blank for me, please. It's not personal. It's just louder. Awesome. So, what does this mean? I think it means bullshit. Yeah, I said it. BS. Business is personal. I don't want to hear, when people hear, oh, it's not personal, it's just business, that's when they're firing you. That's when they don't want to invest in your startups and your Series A funding. They're like, oh, don't take it personally, it's just business, right? Or, I mean, this was the tagline for The Apprentice. You know, that little show that somebody did called Donald Trump, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so if it's not business is not business, if you don't want to say that it's not personal, it's just business, then what are we headed towards? What do we actually want to say? So I think that in this next 15 minutes, I want to really talk about how business is personal and how that's a good thing, how that actually helps your startups, actually helps you as an entrepreneur. Because not everyone is doing that. Because everyone is thinking, hey, it's not personal, it's just business. And when you flip the story there, and you say, no, we want to get to know our customers, we want it to be personal, you are using something to disrupt the market. An overused term today, but I think it fits. Okay. So are you guys ready? Okay, my name is Salma Jafri. And I said I'm not going to paste. Okay. Stand still. I'm a video content strategist. And I primarily work with YouTube. Might have heard of it. Little company owned by Google. And what I do as a video content strategist and a speaker and an entrepreneur myself is that I help brands and entrepreneurs such as yourselves understand how to evoke emotions using the most powerful communication medium you have right now, the richest form of communication that exists on your fingertips, in your pocket, in your purse, right this very minute. So I help you leverage the power of video to get your message across in a way that makes people pay attention. When we talk about digital marketing, It's all either advertising or what Sam was discussing this morning, organic inbound marketing. So incidentally, last month I was speaking at Inbound, which is HubSpot's biggest marketing conference. And I can tell you, it is amazing being in an audience, in a room of 22,000 nerdy inbound marketers. It is an experience where everyone is talking about attraction marketing, attracting customers, being so good that people want to come to you. They search you out, right? And it was a high for me to be there. So when I'm talking to startups here in Karachi and all over Pakistan, and we're talking about advertising or marketing, then typically they think that they have these two options. But both of these options are about the attention economy, right? Everybody wants that when they're marketing, they want people to pay attention. You want your customers to pay attention to you, right? Who here doesn't want their customer to pay attention? Okay, nobody. Good. So whether you're doing advertising or you're doing inbound marketing, organic marketing, the name of the game is how do you get someone's attention? And you want to make sure that you create something that is going to be shareable, that people are going to share, so it spreads, right? Whether it's an ad, whether it's some kind of content, your goal is to make sure that people want to share it. One does not simply create shareable content, apparently. Why? Why is that? Why can't we create shareable content? Everyone wants, I hear this all the time from brands. Hey, we want to create a viral video. How many of you heard that? You have we have digital marketing agencies in the house who have heard that, right? So the reason why that doesn't work is because you're coming at it from a product perspective. You're thinking, what can my product do for you, and why do you need it, right? And that is really the wrong perspective to come at it from. Because I'll be honest here with you, all the people who are staring at their phone right now, they don't care. They don't care what I'm saying right now. They don't care. Yeah, you and you and you and you over there, you don't care. And that is the truth. Your consumers don't care. I don't care how harsh that sounds. They don't care. If you repeat this to yourself, our customers don't care about our product. They really don't give a shit. Okay? So, somebody said it better than I'm saying it. Theodore Roosevelt. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So I'll repeat that because it's just so amazing. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I mean, in marketing, we often talk about being authentic and being honest, but those are things that we try to do. What about trying to be something that people will care about? That is called having empathy. So when you try and put yourself in your customer's shoes, when you try and see problems from their perspectives, then you are truly being empathetic. So being empathetic means asking your consumers, what do you value, rather than what can I sell to you? How can I care more for your values, rather than trying to stuff your product into a supposed product market fit? I was doing this analysis of YouTube viewers. Since I work a lot on YouTube, Google recently published a study where they said that millennials are actually maligned. Most people think that they're not hardworking and that they aren't willing to put in the work. And they're just in for a free ride and all of this technology, and they're digital natives and all of that. So they conducted this study, and what they actually found was that 45% of millennials use YouTube to better their lives, and they are influenced by other video creators and other influencers, and they gain inspiration from them to make the world a better place. Now, what that tells me is that today's consumers are not only interested in passively consuming your content. Your content could be your Facebook page or your website, your blog, your advertising, whatever you're creating to get the word out. Consumers today are actively seeking out content that prompts change in both themselves and/or the world around them. So then the question becomes that if you're supposed to care for your consumers, can you use empathy as a disruptive marketing practice? If you think yes, raise your hand. So what can I do to convince the rest of you? I guess that's what we're going to focus on for the remaining 4.5 minutes here. All right, that's a challenge for me. Here we go. So how do you actually create empathy? So let me give you some roadmap, a blueprint, perhaps, of how to actually create empathy in your marketing. So there are 3 kinds of empathy. The first kind is cognitive empathy. It is the ability to appeal to your customers' values and morals. All right. What do you think when you think of this? When you're a startup, you are a small team of people who typically come together. Chances are very high that you're trying to do, that you formed a team around your core beliefs, that you formed a team of like-minded people. And typically what happens is in that team, you probably have some shared values, right? When 7 countries were banned from going to the US in the recent immigration snafu that happened, 7 Muslim-majority countries, there was a huge, huge outpouring of support for the immigrant community. How many of you remember that? Okay, great. A lot of companies said, oh, here's what we're going to do for the immigrant community. Some people pledged support to charity organizations. Here's what one startup did. Something pretty simple and effective. How many of you are familiar with Periscope? Okay, so for those who are not, Periscope is a live streaming app owned by Twitter, but it started its journey as a startup. And what Periscope did is they put this statement out, and I'm just going to read it. Periscope is built, maintained, and operated by people from many faiths and countries. Without immigrants and refugees, Periscope would not exist. We feel this is an important statement to make about who we are and the real impact of these policies. Cognitive empathy. Having morals and values and being able to stand with those morals and values in a way that communicates to the entire world, this is who we are. This is what we stand for, and we are proud of it. Do you think that's a differentiating marketing tactic? Yes or no? Awesome. The second kind of empathy is emotional empathy. The ability to appeal to your customers' emotions and feelings. Now, I'm sure this is not going to come as a big surprise to you, that happiness is one of the biggest drivers of shareability. If people are happy with your product, your marketing, whatever content you're putting out, they're going to want to share that content. So when a company who made cochlear implants for deaf people put this video out, can we play the video?
Here we go, it's coming back on, and he's back on again. See how he turns?
Turn.
Hi, Jonathan.
Stop the sucking.
Hi.
Good.
Could
That's
you
real good.
hear that? Hi, sweetie. Could you hear that? Hi. Hi.
You got that, Dad, right? Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jonathan.
Look at that. That's
Hi.
so sweet.
We call that a late Christmas present.
Hi. Good job, buddy.
That's really good.
So happiness marketing is a thing. Who wouldn't share this video? Or rather, who would share a video like this? Come on, raise your hands if you would share, if you've ever shared something that made you feel good. Thank you. So many wonderful people here. Google's Abigail Posner said, when we see or create an image that enlivens us, we send it to others to give them a bit of energy and effervescence. Oh my God, I love that word, effervescence. Okay, it is the gift of sharing that amplifies our own pleasure, and it's hardwired into us. So sharing something that makes us happy is something we already biologically have, so why not use it in your marketing? The third kind of empathy is compassionate empathy. It is the ability to appeal to your customer's sense of right and wrong. Now, we all have a moral compass. We all know what's right and wrong, right? So this is an example of when Airbnb faced a discrimination lawsuit. And this is very real for me because I was booking an Airbnb a few years ago in the US, and I was actually a little bit hesitant to use my own name. I was like, what if they don't want a Pakistani girl staying there? What if they don't let me stay there? And so this was a real thing that happened. It was trending on Twitter with the hashtag Airbnb while black, because black people were being discriminated against when they were trying to book apartments there. And so they made this video, Airbnb. Can we stop the video there? Thank you. So it's just basically a video showing people's eyes and different ethnicities because, and this is something that Brené Brown, the psychologist, said, it's difficult to hate people when you can look into their eyes. So part of caring is being more in tune with people and putting a name and a face to your customers. So if you can do that, you can redefine what it means to do business as usual. Matt Damon, in Interstellar, just as he was about to throw Matthew McConaughey off that glacier, said, "We care deeply, selflessly about those we know, but that empathy rarely extends beyond our line of sight." That's true. We don't care about people who we don't know. And it's difficult to care about people that we don't know, which is why it's so important to get to know your customers. Put a name and a face to your customers, and let's make business personal. Thank you so much.